children. Every day we come across many changes in our surroundings. There are certain factors that influence these changes, and there are reasons for every change. Among the changes we observe in our daily lives, some are slow and some are fast. Some changes are temporary and some are permanent. Many changes take place naturally, but for some, we need to initiate or intervene in some way for the change to occur. We broadly classify the changes into two types, that is, physical change and chemical change. Let us learn about some of the physical changes from the lesson Physical and Chemical Changes from Class 7 Science in this session. Learning outcomes. At the end of this session, you will be able to understand about physical changes, change in shape, change in size, change in the state of the substance, change in color, crystallization, keywords. Physical change. Change in the physical properties of a substance. State of a substance. Melting. Change of a solid into liquid. Boiling. The process by which a liquid turns into vapor. Vapor. Crystallization. The process of cooling a hot, concentrated solution of a substance to obtain the crystals. Before starting, let us look at the concept map of this session. Properties such as shape, size, color, and state of a substance are called its physical properties. A change in which a substance undergoes a change in its physical properties is called a physical change. Let us do an activity to understand the change in shape. Take a balloon and fill it with air. We notice a change in the shape of the balloon. Such a change is called a physical change. Let us do an activity to understand change in size. Cut a piece of paper into 4 square pieces. Cut each square pieces further into 4 square pieces. Lay these pieces on the table so that the pieces acquire the shape of the original piece of paper. We cannot join the pieces back to make the original piece. There is a change in the size of the paper. Such a change is called a physical change. Let us do another activity for change in size. Crush a small piece of chalk into dust. Add a little water to the dust to make a paste. Roll it into the shape of a piece of chalk and let it dry. We recover chalk from the dust. There is a change in the size of the chalk. Such a change is called a physical change. Let us do an activity to understand the change in state. Take some ice in a glass tumbler. Melt a small portion of ice by placing the tumbler in the sun. We now observe that the ice is melted and we find a mixture of ice and water. Here the solid has changed into liquid. Such a change is called a physical change. Let us do another activity to understand the change in state. Boil some water in a container. We see the vapor rising from the surface of the water. Hold an inverted pan by its handle over the steam at some distance from the boiling water. We observe the droplet of water on the inner surface of the pan. Here the gases have changed into a liquid. Such a change is called a physical change. Let us do another activity to understand the change in color. Hold a hacksaw blade with a pair of tongs. Keep the tip of the free end of the blade on the gas stove. Wait for a few minutes. We observe that the color of the tip of the blade changes to red. Remove the blade from the flame. We observe the tip once again comes back to its original color. We saw that the color changes on heating. Such a change is called a physical change. Let us do another activity to understand the crystallization. Take some water in a beaker and add a few drops of dilute sulfuric acid. Heat the water. When it starts boiling, add copper sulfate powder slowly while stirring continuously. Continue adding copper sulfate powder till no more powder can be dissolved. Filter the solution. Allow it to cool. Do not disturb the solution when it is cooling. Look at the solution after some time. We observe the crystals of copper sulfate. From the above activity, we understand that we can separate dissolved substances in the form of crystals. The process of cooling a hot, concentrated solution of a substance to obtain the crystals is called crystallization. In all the above examples of changes, we notice a change in state, color, size, shape, etc. but the substance remains the same and no new substance is formed. A physical change is generally reversible. Points to remember. When a substance undergoes a change in shape, size, color, or state, it is called a physical change. In a physical change, generally no new substance is formed. A physical change is generally reversible. The process of cooling a hot, concentrated solution of a substance to obtain the crystals is called crystallization. Thank you.